Well, guys, I just seen Bring Her Back, the movie, and for those of you that don't know what it's about, I'm going to go ahead and talk about it now, and I'm going to give my thoughts and give a review score on it. So if you like this kind of content, please subscribe if you're new to the channel. We do movie reviews all the time, amongst other things like gaming. So let's jump right into it. So this movie is about a brother and a sister who lost their father, and they get placed into foster care, and strange things begin to happen. And I'm not trying to get too spoilery with it, but essentially the stepmother, or the foster mother I should say, wants to bring her real life daughter back to life, and she also has this weird son named Oliver, who is acting rather bizarre. The brother's name is Andy, and the sister's name is Piper, and the foster mother's name is Laura, just to set the table. There's a few other characters in here, but it mostly takes place in the setting of Laura's home. And overall, the flow of the movie, the pace of this movie was fine. It's a little bit of a slow burn, which I don't really mind in movies. And I kind of just want to touch on the positives first before we get into some of the negatives. First, let me go ahead and say what the overall score is. I think this movie gets a 7.5 out of 10 from me, and that's about where the Rotten Tomatoes sits on it. I don't think it was better than, let's say, a Final Destination Bloodlines, but I did like it a little more than Wolfman. So that's about where I landed with it. And just to kind of quickly go over the positives, I think that the casting was done really well. I thought all the characters are believable, and I actually think there could be a potential star in the making here when it comes to who played Andy's character. Because he simply just has the look of somebody that could be in a lot of horror movies going forward. Because he has, just because of the way his eyes could pierce the screen, the way his face could tell a story, I thought he was a standout actor in the movie. Everybody else, this might be their one-hit wonder. The movie does not take place in America, so there's a little bit of differences as far as might be a little bit of an accent there, a little bit of differences in driving and whatnot. But for the most part, you won't notice it takes place too much in a different country other than that. Overall, the biggest positive from this movie is it's gore. If you like gore, this is a really good movie. Really great in here where Ollie is eating through wood, or eating a knife, or eating himself. They don't show from showing the gore. I do have to warn you, within the first minutes of the movie, you're gonna see a penis. And I don't know why that's in the category for me. I just said, I'm warning you ahead. You're gonna see, not really comedic relief. Like I said, overall, this is a decent for the theaters. Like I said, it's not one of the best, but it keeps your attention throughout. It definitely has a great sense of tension, especially between Andy and Laura the entire time. The only time that tension feels like it breaks is when they get drunk together, which is one of my favorite scenes. It's not the happiest of endings either, which we'll have more on the ending here in a minute. It didn't quite stick the ending. But I kind of want to go over the negatives. Why is it not higher? Why is it not better? First of all, the movie's not scary at all. Like, the trailers for this movie seem so much better than the movie. I fell into the trap of, wow, that trailer was so freaking awesome, and this movie's going to be so crazy and insane. And then I actually go to watch the movie, and it's pretty straightforward and simple. It doesn't really have a lot of twists or turns into it. And really, but really that sort of permeates throughout the entire movie that, hey, where's our jump scares? Hey, where's the creepy, crazy moments that I expected and they weren't there? It's a pretty standard thing. The only thing it did great was gore and a little bit of the casting, right? And it gets you a long way. And the story wasn't bad, and it was a little original in some ways. Now, as far as the ending goes, I'm not going to say I hate the ending, but I don't love it either. It really lacked an extra twist at the end, or an extra sort of like trick, or it wasn't the happiest of endings either, and it didn't go full evil ending either. It sort of just toted the line a little bit, where there's some good things happen, some bad things happen. I didn't really like how, without giving away too much here, how the main villain, Laura, in the movie was so determined to get something done, and when the moment of truth happens, or is about to happen, she sort of just gives it up. And at that point, it's like, you went so far. Multiple people died. Not a spoiler, it's going to happen in a movie like this. Multiple people died for this cause. You get it all the way to the moment of truth, and you just can't pull the trigger? Considering how batshit she was the whole movie, and how conniving she was the whole movie, trying to set Andy up and trying to drive a wedge between him and Piper, and the way she was willing to go through everything at the cost of everybody else, to see the ending the way I seen it, it felt like they kind of just wanted a way to spare a certain character. And I didn't like that. Either go full evil ending or full good ending, or some way that somebody could have been saved without Laura just sort of letting it go and giving up, essentially. I hope they didn't give away too much. It probably did. But overall, I don't regret watching this movie, so certainly if I don't regret it, it's at least a 7. And I think ultimately I'm ending up at 7.5 for this movie. But I can only recommend it if you really like horror movies. This is not one of the horror movies that I go this year where I go, hey, this is one you gotta see, don't pass it up. You could pass this up and you won't be crying over it. Just a pretty average movie, I'd say. Pretty average. I look for a little bit better than average when I go to the theaters, though. If they could have stuck the landing better, and if they could have had some more twists and turns in general, and a little more creepy, crazy shit, and a little more jump scares, this movie easily could have been a 9. But it just lacked a lot of things. It wasn't bad at anything, but it just lacked and wasn't proficient in a lot of things I look for in a movie. So with that being said, guys, those are my thoughts on Bring Her Back. Go watch this movie. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and tell me what I got right, what I got wrong, what you liked, what you didn't like about this movie, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. I'm out. Have a good one.